and like
I was up till 7 o'clock. I probably watched a whole season.
yeah, it's pretty hectic. It's serious when I did it. I binge watched up to when the dude that was in the military got killed like accidentally. Yeah, I was talking about Dexter. It's gonna be cool. Still don't have any viewers. Yay!
Did you see my reading glasses in the car by any miracle?
Huh?
Did you see my reading glasses in the car by any miracle?
Your glasses? No, I didn't see him. Okay, and also this episode of the Game Therapy is not brought to you by Low Carb Monster Energy, Assassin's Creed Origins in video game systems near me, because my friend bought it and he plays it all the time. So. All right, it's nighttime. Let's do this. What's the topic gonna be? I don't know yet, but I'm gonna not talk about the last topic that I talked about for 2 episodes almost. And all right, what kind of shit? I'm not gonna talk about last. I'm not gonna talk about last episode. I'm gonna talk about last episode and I guess picking your friends and just making sure you stay in the right groups and be like a person that you're supposed to be good, not like always rebellious. Because I mean, hey, you know, you don't judge or anything like that, but also too, it's like 11 killed a bunch of people. And
pedestrian struck by a vehicle on Star Way.
But I mean, stuff like that could have happened. Like someone could have escaped in the hospital, had mind powers, and that's where a bunch of stuff comes from, you know.
I'm sorry about that.
So I'm gonna stop talking about that now. All right, but
I see the perp. We're in pursuit.
what is right now's topic gonna be? Let's see. Talk about something news. Freaking I saw this thing on the internet, and it's probably not all of it true, but they have people who have been injected with stem cells at Stanford, I think, and freaking that's tight. That's really cool. I mean, I think that might have been a little while ago. So I mean, the news story might have been like, yeah, it started like a year ago, I think. So, but also I've heard stuff like that before. So that was a really, really cool thing. Dang it! I wanted to flip. That would have been really cool.
Now the fool's gone and crashed. Roger.
But yeah, let's see. They had some stroke patients that couldn't walk or couldn't talk, and sometimes, in some cases, they got to be able to do that, and I'm gonna jump that pile of whatever the hell that is. It's gonna be cool. But yeah, that's what happened, and it was really awesome, and I got really, really excited about it, because I like to see different people do well, and people who have actually have disabilities and stuff like that, I like to be able to, shit, it's not fun.
Dispatch, we got eyes on the perp. We're in pursuit.
But yeah, the thing I'm talking about is fun, but me falling down and on my back kind of isn't fun. I think that, But yeah, I kind of, hey, give me that motorcycle. I need it. I'm gonna jump that ramp for that. Yeah.
This was a nice car.
But yeah, I'm gonna try to come up with a topic off of that. How innovation affects emotion. Yes. All right, cool. All right. I don't know exactly how I'm supposed to go about exactly doing this, but innovation affects emotion in so many ways because immediately when I'll start tuning up and I'll say, holy shit, that's freaking awesome. But as far as innovation affecting emotions, like as far as our concept of what life and death is, and how fleeting everything can be, but how unbelievably eternal everything can be. So it's like, it's kind of like quantum theory at the same sense, I guess. It's like it can be 0 and 1, but at the same sense it's 0 and 1. It's like in a nanosecond, something lives an entire lifespan, but also too, it's like we are kind of fleeting in the same sense that we live a certain kind of lifespan, and I guess the more complicated life form gets, and granted we're not as complicated as some things actually might be, but yeah, how innovation affects emotion. Okay, because back in the day there wasn't many innovations, or at least many innovations being spread throughout an entire civilization, you know, or many civilizations, because I mean civilization doesn't mean the entire population of the world. It just means civilization can be used as a way to
Suspect is last seen on Blaze Avenue, Little Seoul.
civilization can be used as a tool, or a tool word, basically, to be able to say that oh, it's like, oh my god, is it not saying the entire thing? Oh my gosh, I thought that was a ramp. Light playing tricks on the eyes. Stupid shit. Okay. Alright. I put a helmet on because I lost my life there. I lost some life there.
Suspect is on a motorbike, dispatch.
Alright. So realizing that
You got lucky, buddy.
realizing that that life in itself is fleeting, and innovation, especially as far as our life goes, as far as our lives go. Oh, shit, I was supposed to jump that. Alright. Oh, motherfucker! But understanding that innovation can be, I'd say anywhere, but anywhere in the spectrum of what life can actually bring. They took bone marrow stem cells to be able to make someone's brain actually work a little bit better, and I don't know exactly how they did it, but they mutated them and mutated the genes, and I don't know, but it sounds really cool, and it sounds like they really did a good job. And I'm not really exactly like too keen on stopping stem cell research, but also too, it's not illegal technically speaking, but you can limit the amount of people, because I mean, and think about it though, like it's like we don't give a shit about each other when we're dead. We put each other in the ground. And you say like, oh yeah, that's where they stayed and that's where they lived forever and ever and ever, or something like that. But it's like, you just like drop people off. Like, think about the action itself, you know? Yeah. It's like, think about the action itself. The act of dropping someone off and putting them into the ground, it's like they are behind you or left behind. It's like you're leaving their memory behind. It's like, why would you do that? Like, it's stupid. I mean, they're not that actual person. I mean, they're not you or anything like that. So, yeah. Awesome. Dive bombed the car. Yes, and I landed it, kind of. I really wanted to do a better
Look
job.
out! What's the line? This was a nice car. Keep coolio,
Son of a bitch. Ah, you bitch. God damn it. Alright, but also to, how does innovation, affect their emotions as far as, I mean, your concept and thinking of actual life itself and the way that we actually treat each other. Thinking about how, thinking that life is fleeting. Someone could come back from, let's say like a big injury, like, people could just like not like say anything about what they do. Like if it's illegal in some countries, they don't care about
Fuck's sake.
they don't care about what you do. It's like I think what some people actually try to do, I'd say not just in religion but in society, try to make death a finality because of some people's lack of gall and some people's also suicidal tendencies. People don't address that kind of stuff in reality, and realize that sometimes a lack of planning and preparation, and people think that there's supposed to be some end to something. But it's like you know what? When we die, the universe is going to continue to exist. And even though that it sometimes flails out of control and goes in some places, it doesn't end. It keeps going. It's like, oh, there's a huge storm coming. Guess I gotta kill myself, and it just stops existing. It doesn't do that. Oh, there's another universe over there. Guess I'm just gonna turn off the turnpike. No, it's not what it does. It just keeps going. It's like, whatever. See ya. That's what it does. It's like, that's the personality of what a universe really is. It's like, oh, okay. Alright, I'll see you on the other side. Or I'll keep seeing you if you continue to stay here. Cool. And it's like, you know, it's like, that's it. That's all the universe actually does. It's like, and people actually want to call it God or in some sort of thing. It's like, you can't call it anything except the thing that you called it beforehand, because if you do call it another thing, then it's like you're not, you're not being honest with yourself. You're trying to change things about things that you think are supposed to be a certain way, and in actuality are just not that way. Son of a bitch.
Oh, crap! That hurt. Jake, gravity! Get out!
Alright, I gotta help that cop out. There it is. I see him. But, yeah,
Shit!
this Bo and the cat running away from each other, or running towards each other, I guess. I don't know, just think about what it takes to be able to see through in innovation. To see through all the dust and the muck and the mire, and I mean, that is, I guess, not life or anything like that, but the fact is, like, seeing through what emotions really are, and seeing that what they can be is something that you can control and something that you can actually. You guys move out the way, I got this. Alright, I just took out their door. Yes. Son of a bitch, I thought that was a win.
Pickup.
Alright, so, thinking about what it really means to be able to understand,
505 on,
I'd say, through innovation, and through, and because people can say there's innovation or whatever like that, but there's also, too, there's quantum teleportation. They actually had it being done in between two different places. I guess I think China did that, but I'm not exactly sure what quantum teleportation actually is. It could be something that actually happens in everyday life. So, I mean,
Visual on the perp.
so quantum teleportation is like two molecules mimicking each other. So, so technically it's like quantum entanglement and replication, I guess. I don't know, but that's like, it's not exactly, I mean, I don't know exactly what teleportation is, but replication over a certain distance is probably pretty awesome, pretty cool. So, but that's cool, and I don't know, I try to stay calm about things, but also too, emotional, oh, Expert Thief, you? Hey, what's going on, Expert Thief 29? What's going on? Are we gonna continue this conversation?
Not really.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. All right, okay. But I guess that if you want to leave a comment, or if anyone wants to leave a comment or expertise, if you have any like, cause I mean we could keep on going with this. It's really cool, I think. You know. Yeah. So it's fun. I just like doing live streams and running from the cops and like in the game and doing lots of stuff. It's fun. Or just practice driving against in pressurized situations. So that's what I do. It's fun. Also too, I'm gonna get in this jet and see how many people try to shoot me. Yay! But yeah. Son of a bitch! I just hit one part of my wing and I exploded. That's bullshit. Oh man, they should actually make that difference. They should make that a different thing. But in the next GTA, because I know there's gonna be another one. I know it for a fact. It's just the way things are. I guess also too how innovation can affect the way that we see certain emotions and certain people. It can affect the way that we view our world, our worldview, our wants, our desires, our likes, and also too it can have a lot to do with people. Let's say I don't want to. All right. And understanding that that the negotiations between what we see and every day and what we see on the fantastic and I'd say like sensationalism, and also too I want to believe sometimes that there really are oh damn it, I tried to turn a little bit differently. It didn't want me to.
Ah, Jesus.
Ali Reza time. Yeah, alright, Ali Reza time? What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Ali Reza, I think I've heard the expression before probably at some point or another. But I'm not exactly sure about it. You Ali Reza time. Alright, cool. So what do you think about innovation and different things and how it affects your emotion and the way you see the world? So also too, the way you see certain people and the way you see like I'd say that, for instance, like when you're a young kid or when you're younger, you view your parents to be kind of like upholders of like, of I'd say like not really justice, but more of a like moral standing or moral ground. And then when you're older, you kind of realize that, like, I mean, not they could have done a better job, but like you realize that, like, I mean, they're not like they're not saints, you know. So I mean, also too, saints are not actually held to a bigger standard. They're not really like. And also, I'm using saint as a loose term. I'm not really using that because saints in the olden times were viewed as mobsters and people who were, yeah. So I'm not really like, I'm using it as a loose term, as in like what people wanted it to be, or what people wanted the saint word trash. You're not like so. But understanding that that you're I had to concentrate on that loop-de-loop. Yeah, no word loop-de-loop. But understanding that I'd say people around you, I guess, should try to, I guess, nice. I'd say, let's see, what am I talking about again? Oh, innovation as far as emotion. People around you kind of, certainly think about, oh, what are you doing? I was eating the bone. Alright, cool. What? What's killing you? I know it is. It's freaking awesome, isn't it? Yep, I know. Oh yeah, they are. They're in the same building, I think. They're like almost on the same side of the same building, I think. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. That's what happens. Glitched the hell out because that truck. Awesome. Alright, but innovation has having to do with your worldview and different things like that. Realize that opinions change. People think that something's going to happen before, and they don't realize that it's a fleeting moment in their I'd say scientific knowledge. You know, like some people thought that the cell was a quark, and he found that. But also too, it was a precursor basically for different people finding molecules and what they say today is the specific cell. And Ali Raza time. Is that a wrestler? That's I think that's a wrestler. Ali Raza. All right, cool. Okay. All right. Dang it! Stupid, I thought those weren't drain pipes. I thought those were rocks. No, I gotta do comment again. Alright. Son of a bitch. Alright, cool. I don't have any viewers anymore, so he probably doesn't care. So I don't care either. But thinking about how emotions derive from our understanding of the entire world, and how innovation actually changes sometimes the way that we see different people and different things. It can really make an impact on someone if they realize that they have a few more months or a few more years or a few more decades of living. People can understand that we came from thinking that like freaking someone losing a limb was probably the end of their life, to the fact that, oh my God, they can still walk around and still do things. And we just realized that, I'd say as soon as our biofluids, like all the other different stuff, like blood, spit, urine, stuff like that, kind of as the air hits it, it starts to gain minerals and different things like that, and pathogens, and also too becomes a pathogen as soon as it hits the air as well, sometimes, especially if it's been sitting for a while. So also knowing that, realizing that that's the reason why, is because kind of like as soon as the air hits us, kind of, or the air hits any one of those liquids, it kind of like attacks the shit out of it for a really long time. There's carbon everywhere, basically. So I don't know. So but I mean, I do know, but I know something about this, but I know a little bit about this. But I'm noticing that, realizing that that there are so many different things, is realizing that also our planet is alive with so much different things, so many different things, and realizing that, not to say that it's a science fact, but realizing that eventually people are going to actually understand that the world itself has a pretty much a consciousness, I guess, as far as things go, because when things don't have, I say, not just a rotation, but I don't know, man. I just think that the innovation that we seek in our life is probably understood by scientists pretty much everywhere. So so tell me what you think about innovation versus emotions, and the way that sometimes innovation can calm us down. Innovation can make us, I say, feel better about something again, and it can take us through a journey to self-discovery and in some ways self-preservation, or in most ways self-preservation, but in some ways be able to help us deal with certain issues, and realize that some of those innovations have not hit this side of the hemisphere. Some of those innovations have not hit this side of the planet. Some of those innovations have not hit this side of the United States. But also too, realizing that there are so many different things available to everyone. And also, I probably knocked that motorcycle into the freaking water. So I'm gonna get son of a bitch. But yeah, so you just left. Expert thief. Ooh, totally. But anyways, but yeah, think about what it means to you, and if, I guess if you're, I mean, because I'm not just speaking to people who already know this stuff. I'm not trying to get like a reverberative echo, you know? So, think about, I guess realize that, that your worldview, and that looking at someone in a certain, I'd say, looking at someone through a certain looking glass, or a certain glass. And Bo, calm down. Realizing that realizing that that innovation can change the way you look at someone or something. And Expert Thief, I'm speaking kind of directly to you as well. It can make you it can make you kind of see the world in a new light, I guess. Innovation. You can say that they still exist, or but I mean, but also too, the more you focus on some people, sometimes, and it has to do with a lot to do with the way you look at people, and realizing that that sometimes innovation to some places is kind of few and far between. It's good to see that there are certain things that actually help people and make them feel better and actually make them a better person, I guess. But also to realize that we've had the means of this technology for a really long time, and I'm not saying that like there's any villainous going through. I'm just saying that we've had the pathways to this place, this place, and the place I'm saying metaphorically, it's scientific innovation. We've had the pathways to scientific innovation for a very long time now. And, even though that people have decided to, I'd say, and even myself included, to I'd say not look at it whenever it's not near me, I guess, you know? I kind of look at different things, socio-economic stuff, and also to, realizing that there are, that there are so many ways to actually look at a problem, and so many ways to actually deal with a problem, and hopefully that helps me in the long run, later on in my life. And also, that is a peanut butter burp. That is awesome. Peanut butter and energy drink. I cannot eat anything. Then all I've eaten was a spoonful of peanut butter. That's all I ate. I ate it this morning, and it's been so long since I eat. I love food, and it's hard for me not to eat sometimes. But
Ooh, too close.
But I'm gonna try, and I'm getting thinner probably because I'm not eating the things that are bad for me. I probably shouldn't be eating any bread. So yeah.
Oh shit.
Realizing that I've seen so many different innovations within my lifetime, and those innovations, either whether or not they've been introduced to society slowly or fast, sometimes what people need to understand is that they've been introduced at all, and some people would actually rather have them not actually do that, and not actually be introduced at all, and sometimes it hurts my feelings when people are seen as I say people are seen as burdens, I guess, instead of innovation, and people that see the innovation and know the innovation would actually see those things in other people, and probably the reasons why people make anything at all is because they want to share in the information. And also too, I mean, actually wait, did I hit somebody? That would have been funny. But also too, realizing that that innovation changes the way that you look at the world and the way that you look at other people. It can open up your sociable, like your meaningfulness, your social meaningfulness, the way you feel about anyone or anything, or anything at the time. It can make you feel better about the way you look at people, and the way you look at other people, and it can make you feel better about yourself. So realize that there are things out there and there are people out there that are working for the propagation of the human race, and it's really cool. And that kind of puts me in a better mood, knowing that there are people out there that actually do experiments and do things for humanity, and also to realizing that the ethical limits and also there are ethical standards of each scientist and people that actually work in the experiments every day have a line that sometimes they cross, or a line that sometimes they don't know they have until they get there sometimes. And realize that there is a shit ton of rape in the animal kingdom. There's like so much rape in the animal kingdom. There's rape, there's violence, there's terrible shit that animals do to each other all the time. And no, just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. And YouTube has kind of bred this kind of understanding that, fucked up shit happens, but it doesn't happen to me, sort of thing. So, I mean, and also too, like, people can say different things like sort of stuff like that, like that whole, I'm not saying that Bo Burnham bred a generation or anything like that, or any sort of generational influence, but he influenced a little bit of people into thinking that, oh, they don't do anything, so I can just like say things that get money from them. And I'm not saying that I'm a huge fan of Bo Burnham, but also too, I'm a huge fan of the way that he kind of got molded into this I'd say by the generation that kind of didn't really do anything, and they can say that they didn't really do anything, but we were thinking. So I mean, thinking is something. So, and also I'm a part of it, so I'm critiquing it a little bit. So I'm saying that and I'm saying that like, it's like also too, like if I were to meet any conflict, or not conflict, but adversity, as far as things go, with people saying that, oh, you don't get what you're about, or I mean, you get it, but you don't support it, or something like that. And son of a bitch, I was trying to dive on. Alright. Races and demolition derbies. That's what I'm going to be doing. Understanding that that innovation with everything comes change, and with innovation comes change, and it changes the way we see ourselves. It changes the way we see each other, and in some ways, sometimes people come up with excuses to be like, oh, this is the way that society is now. And it's like, no, it's not the way that society is now. It's the way that society is changing, and it's changing every single day.
This is the wrong day to piss me off.
And the cat's on my shoulders now, so that's pretty cool. I'm glad to hear it. Glad to see it.
So what if the investors won't get their money
It's pretty
back?
fun.
They're making cars, right?
And Bo's now
Almost the
behind
car,
me.
amigo.
But understanding that that everything is changing every single day. It's like your opinions from one day to the next can't possibly be always just the same. Because you can say that, oh, like, death is final, and like, let's say something really like catchy or stupid, but we've kind of grown up. I kind of say this is our generation, millennials, I guess, or whatever the fuck they want to call it, because it's just a thing. So it's just a thing that they call it. So that word. So realizing that that what our generation is and how our generation has experienced things. We've experienced things very casually. Not to say that we are very casual in our experience, but we kind of like took this I'd say like not half-assed, but lax and relaxing way of looking at the world. And we've seen every single different thing and what we actually see and kind of like put a brand on it, basically. And granted, that probably wasn't the intention of our former generations, but in actuality, taking
I'm sorry, but I don't
taking
get
a taking a breather from the revolution, I guess. I'm not saying that that the revolution itself didn't exist in the first place, but I'm saying that the revolution of information was probably more important than the revolution of anyone actually pushing for anything. And revolution of information, of people knowing certain things and being safe and being conscious of certain things, realizing that they shouldn't put one person's thing over another one's, and also too, that doesn't negate the wrong that's happened. It's just, I think that some people don't understand that, and I can say this, I can say this because I'm an American. What other reason do I need? Or because I'm a person. What other reason do I need? Because I'm a person, you know? So, there have been sort of people, I guess it matters to me that when trauma happens and what people actually do sometimes is instead of getting together on a positive issue, they kind of form or try to form a bond on what negative issue happens and or what speculative news happens, and they try to form a group or something like that. And I'm not trying to form a group. I'm trying to form a community. So and yeah, Ali Raza is like an outdated wrestler, dude. So I mean, I know Expert B29, you're probably like thinking, Bo, quit it. Stop trying to bite the cat out he's running from you. Little weirdo. But yeah, I mean, there's obviously so many things that people can actually turn stuff into, and yeah, there are reasons why, probably there are reasons why people do certain stuff and say certain things. And as far as their governments go or their lives go, I mean, I'm talking about other countries too. So I mean, but innovation as far as what people can share, it kind of sucks that there aren't more ways, you know. And that's the more ways to do things. And like, it's hard for me to be able to communicate stuff and be able to actually be taken seriously. If and I think that's the biggest innovation of all. Is what people see every day and what people take in every day, I'd say is the biggest want for innovation or anything like that. What they need to do and what they need to be doing is, I'd say, innovating themselves as far as things go, because you can make as many innovations as you want to, but if you're not I'd say not a trashy person, but if you have a warped view of looking at the world, because it's really hard to look at the world through an unwarped perspective. and even my perspective is warped, and in the same sense as I have certain views, and I'm partial to the American government because, I mean, I lived here, I grew up here, it's the way that I used to do things, the way that I'm used to doing things, the way that I want to do things. But understandably so, the reasons why I choose that, and the reasons why I chose that to begin with, is because it's not because of my nationality or the fact that I'm from the South or anything like that. It's because I choose to be in the place that I was at. I choose to like the things that I like, and even though because everyone else can have pride and then backtalk someone else. Any other nation can backtalk whatever nation they feel like, or have underhanded comments or anything like that, and say stuff about the American government, but everyone thinks that somehow other governments don't have underhanded bullshit either. That's what I don't get. I mean, it's like you guys, it's like not you guys, but I mean any person, any government, any person involved with the government is partial to their government. It's partial to the way that they lived and the how and the way that they lived and the things that they did to be able to further or better themselves. And all right, this has been fun, and I need to go now though because I need to make some stuff. Alright, somebody named I Love Game of Thrones Movies is probably... Do you love I Love Game of Thrones Movies, or do you love memes? It's weird. I'm blocking them because... Alright, see you later, and have a good time. I'm probably gonna